I'm at the 2020 National Farm Machinery Show in Louisville, Kentucky. I'm here with Stuart Maxwell, a field product specialist with AGCO, and we're going to talk about the new Fendt 900 tractor. What are the new things that are available with this tractor, and what is AGCO bringing to the market with the 900 series?
Great questions, and thank you for attending the National Farm Machinery Show in Louisville, Kentucky. We introduced the new 900 late last fall, and basically it's the next generation, or we call it Generation 6 of the 900 series Fendts. So this is the 6th version of the 900 since we introduced it back in 1995. And basically with the 900 series Fendt, what we've done is basically give it a little bit of a facelift, but we've done a lot of new things to it, similar to the 1000 series, which we created the tractor that can be actually row croppable, meaning that we can go into 30-inch rows. We can narrow it up and still be able to turn with a decent turning radius in that.
And that's the gap here. We've got front duals on this tractor. And
right, yeah. So the center of this tire to the center of the other tire will have 60 inches center to center, and then 30 inches to the next spacing. So your corn crop, when you're planting or whatever, will be in between, or if you're side dressing, will be in between.
So and that's a big step for Fendt, primarily known in Europe with large single tires.
Right, right. And like I say, like the 1000 series was introduced as a row croppable tractor, this whole series of the 900 will be row croppable as well. Yes, you can order it with flange axles and have large single metric tires, or you can have dual wheels or triple wheels on it, depending on your application. So along with that, we have some other unique features up front here in the radiator area, and that it's a reversing fan, which I can pop the hood up later or whatever, but it's a reversible fan. So if you're in dusty, dirty, perhaps even conditions where you have a lot of bugs that are being drawn in and plugging the radiator and the screen, you can set up the timing on it so it will automatically reverse the fan and set it up for how long you want it to reverse. So this is a huge feature for the operators. Underneath the bonnet or underneath the hood on the unit is a brand new 9-liter MAN engine powering this unit. Unlike its bigger sister, with the 1000 series it runs 12.4-liter MAN engines. We run the 9-liter engine in this. So it's a brand new powerhouse from MAN. And of course, MAN stands for Machine Works Augsburg Nuremberg. And they were the first manufacturer of a diesel engine in 1899. So a long-standing history of engine development. One of the finest engines you'll see out there in the industry. One of the best in the business as far as fuel efficiency going on. Going back a little bit on the unit, of course, we're running a single speed transmission, the continuously variable transmission by Fendt, and like its big sister, the 1000 series, the Fendt transmission is basically split in half, so it powers, one half of it powers the back of the tractor, the other half of the transmission powers the front of the tractor, and it will send the power where it needs to go, whether it be front or back of the tractor to power the wheels on the conditions that it sees. And it's very, very reactive and also proactive of the conditions that you're coming on, because it's talking and communicating with the engine, transmission, what the wheel slip is, all at the same time. So quite a unique feature that we have on this tractor.
So I imagine if you're planting corn on a nice dry day, just probably the rear drive is what's running, but if you're trying to haul silage out in a muddy day in October, probably a lot more focus on the front pole. Or
exactly, it's very seamless. You never feel a transfer of power. And exactly what you're saying, it could be operating in two-wheel drive in the conditions, and when it sees a little slip or it sees a little bit more loading on it, it may transfer some power to the front axle, and it's totally seamless. So there is no four-wheel drive engagement button in the cab, which makes operation a lot simpler. Do I put it in four-wheel drive? Do I not put it in four-wheel drive? It's automatic. Excuse me. When you go into a turn, however, the rear disconnects and the front wheels pull you through the turn. So you're going to get the optimum, tightest turning radius possible. And in fact, we did a study and checked the turning radius on this tractor in comparison to our competitors, and we were 1 inch different than they were. So it will turn as tight as the competitors do on 30-inch tread settings. So
that's some impressive technology.
It is very impressive, and it's seamless. Like I said, it's a smooth transition of power and everything else. We talk about the hydraulics on the tractor. Okay, the tractor can be equipped with 6 remotes. You can actually have 8 outlets, so you'd have 2 out front if you had front hitch and PTO on there, and of course 6 out the back. It is a 113 gallon a minute hydraulic system. It is the largest of any wheel tractor in the market. And the unique thing about our system is we can actually prioritize 2 different valves. We can prioritize any valve on the tractor, but 2 circuits at one time. So if you're running big air drills or planters that have a vac system or central fill, and you have to prioritize, or you want to maintain that speed or flow of oil, you can lock those in, and no other hydraulic function will have any effect on it. Now, talking about our hydraulic system and our transmission systems, on the hydraulic side, we have a suction filter and a pressure filter. And the transmission is designed the same way, a suction and a pressure filter, meaning that we're not going to have or get any contamination into our system from externally, or are we going to send any contamination out if something was to happen. So it's quite a unique system in the industry. Along with that, the transmission and hydraulic system are 2 separate complete systems. Same type of oil, but different cooling packages, different compartments. So there is no cross-contamination. So it's a very, very unique system, and really benefits the farmer.
Seems like a very well thought out tractor, from the powertrain to the hydraulics.
Exactly. There's a lot of thought has gone into a Fendt, and you'll see and appreciate a lot of features that you may think that your current brand has on the tractor, that they developed it and such. Chances are, Fendt's been around since 1930, and it's always been a company of progression in developing a product that is going to improve the productivity of a customer. Chances are Fendt probably developed the feature first. So, we go back to the infotainment system, or the varial terminal in the cab. The varial terminal, which is not new to the Fendt side of tractors, but Fendt was the first to develop a tractor console terminal in a tractor in 1995. So they've been at it a long time. And the infotainment system that now we've added to this will give you the feature of having satellite radio, your AM, FM stations, as well as Bluetooth connectivity for your telephone, and with lots of microphones and speakers inside the cab.
Well, maybe we can take a look up in the cab, because that makes a pretty impressive setup up there.
Absolutely.
Okay, we're up inside the 900 series cab, which is a very impressive layout with a lot of control features. And
yeah, so what we have up here on the armrest controls and the varial terminal of the Fendt tractors. First of all, we start off with the joystick, and it looks like it's quite busy, but really it's very simple layout, and I'll give you a quick tutorial of it. Everything that's blue is hydraulic, so anything that may be colored blue, it refers to a hydraulic function, whether it be fingertip controls or push buttons or joystick control, 3-point hitch. Anything that is orange happens to be related to speed, whether it be cruise controls, cruise 1, cruise 2, or minimum maximum engine, could be hand throttle, could be foot throttle, could be park brake, could be a shuttle, left side reverser shuttle or whatever. And we also have a built-in reverser right here.
you actually touch a little safety button here and click to the left, and it will automatically reverse. Anything that may be green is related to front axle. Anything that is yellow is PTO. White happens to be for guidance system or steering systems. And this color-coded layout is quite similar to competitive tractors, so customers can kind of transfer a lot of what they're used to on other tractors. The uniqueness of our tractor is we have the Vario terminal, which is in 4 different quadrants, or we can have a single quadrant depending on what you want to watch. But basically we can go in and select via what we want to watch in quadrants or whatever. So we can change what we're watching, where we're watching it, apply it, and then those screens will pop up. If we had an ISO bus connected to the unit, okay, it would come in here on ISO, and then I could set up actually my hand control to control that ISO implement. However, I get into tractor functions or whatever, I can start going in and say I want to set up my hydraulics, or I want to go into my engine transmission settings. I can go in and set my cruise control speeds, and you can either dial it in specifically what speed you might want to set up, or you can drive the speed and push and hold the button and it will memorize it. You have memory functions for reverse shuttle, so you can dial in an exact memory for reverse shuttles. And of course, one of the features that Fendt developed many years ago was TMS, and there's a little switch to activate TMS over here, but TMS is tractor management system, and what that does is it will allow the tractor to communicate between the engine and transmission and give you the optimum performance, maximum efficiency, but still do the speed and work that you might want to work at. We can just return out of the screen here quickly. We also have, as I mentioned earlier, the new infotainment system in here. So the little soft key on the right, you can activate that, which will get you into the infotainment system. You can select your radio station that you might want to do, turn on the stereo system with lots of speakers throughout the unit, as well as
you can see it's a surround sound system here.
It is a surround sound, but I believe there is 8 different microphones for Bluetooth inside. And as quiet as it is right now, except for that background music that we're hearing, when you're operating the tractor, it is as quiet as that. And one of the features that we didn't talk about in the 9-liter MAN engine was that the whole tractor, like its bigger sister, the 1000 series, is on Fendt ID, which is Fendt ID is basically everything is designed to operate at a low RPM. So maximum RPM is 1700 RPM, maximum torque at 1150. So most of your heavy tillage work is going to be done probably in that 1450 RPM. So it's a very quiet system and everything else.
And just talking about the capabilities of this tractor, what is the horsepower range that the 900 series comes in?
So basically 296 up to 430 horsepower.
Okay, so it overlaps a little bit with the 1000 series?
It overlaps a little on 1000 series. It overlaps, almost overlaps on the 800 series, which the 800 series is 290 horsepower, which is a smaller frame than the 900, and of course the 900 being a smaller frame than the 1000. So you could get a 1038 and you could have basically a 939, which are approximately the same horsepower. You're going to have an overlap there, but the horsepower will be relatively close. So it might be you need more or heavier laden weight, you'd go to the 900, or you want something lighter, but you want the horsepower, you'd stick with an 800 series or 900 series or whatever.
So a tractor like this might be good for planning, running a big baler, maybe a little shorter frame.
Absolutely, yes. It's a very multi-purpose tractor for different applications. Like I say, planting, running the big baler, heavy tillage, or could be light work too, depending on your area.
And even though this is a smaller frame than a 1000 series, this tractor when you're looking at your competitors, is probably the size of like a Magnum, an 8R series, where the 1000 series is really kind of in a class by itself, much bigger tractor.
It is. You're absolutely right. And the 1000 series was in a class where it would kind of go after that unknown range that you mentioned there. This is a direct competitor to a 9R series. Again, we get into heavy applications where we might need more laden weight on the tractor. Then naturally we could step them into a 1000 series for not much more money.
Okay.
So that's kind of it. Of course, the comfort in a Fendt cab is second to none. Not only do we have a very beautiful air ride heated and air conditioned leather seat, but also the cab suspension is second to none, along with the front suspension on the tractor. You'll see on the front suspension, it's a true parallel linkage suspension. It's independent. It's not like our competitors. This suspension actually always keeps the front axle firmly planted to the ground. So it's 11 inches of travel up and down. So as the wheel moves up and down, it does not pivot into the side of the hood where it loses tire contact with the surface. So a very, very beautiful ride. Of course, at the end of the day, you still feel like $1 million because you're not wore out from being bounced around in the cab.
I have to say, of all the tractors that I've had a chance to ride in and film, the Fendt, and it's just impressive. Smooth riding.
Yes, the ride, the quietness of it, the efficiency, and at the end of the day, buying a Fendt is all about the productivity that this tractor can bring to your operation. So it's second to none.
Well, I appreciate the information on this tractor, and I'm excited to see one out in the field this spring.
All right, thank you so much for stopping by.
Thank you.
Okay.